Van Gogh exhibition in Tokyo. I didn't expect much. I couldn't have been more wrong. That became one of the most memorable and meaningful experiences I've ever had. It wasn't simply because of his paintings, it was because of the person behind them. It was my first time seeing his painting in person. The day before visiting, I googled his career as an artist. He started it at the age of 27 and it lasted only for 10 years. The exhibition displayed his paintings chronologically. It was so crowded and I was only allowed to stop for less than 1 minute for each painting, but there were hundreds of them, so it took me nearly 2 hours to see the entire exhibition. As I slowly moved from one painting to another, I wasn't just looking at his paintings. I was watching someone who gradually became an artist. I could clearly see his painting improve. The brush stroke became bolder and the color contrast became clearer. It felt like I was witnessing 10 years of his persistent work. Knowing that he didn't receive formal training really struck me. He learned through practicing and watching other artists' paintings. I was so amazed by his continuous effort despite a constant criticism. One of the sad truths about him was that he only sold one of his paintings in his life. I was admiring the way he kept creating, even though people didn't understand his work. Even though his work went almost unnoticed, he continued anyway. He painted ordinary workers instead of wealthy aristocrats. He found beauty in simple objects, and his letters revealed someone thoughtful, humble, and deeply committed to his craft. The more I learned about him, the more I admire not just his paintings, but his character. He followed his voice, although he wanted recognition. And it reminded me that recently I followed ChatGPT, thumbnails, B-rolls, and scripts in order to create better content on my YouTube. I was so obsessed with views, subscribers, and popularity. And after uploading my videos, I opened my YouTube studio and I checked my view count every 10 minutes. Even before sleeping, I couldn't get out of the Wally loop. At dawn, I found myself looking at my views while I was still half asleep. I refreshed the page again and again. I needed proof that my work was right. I wanted to measure my work by the numbers. My emotions rose and fell with the numbers. No views made me frustrated. And I realized that I became overwhelmed and stressed out. I wasn't enjoying the process of creating. Then I got home after the museum. I couldn't stop thinking about him and my life. What would I do if I were him? And suddenly something clicked in my mind. Perhaps people have been asking the same question for centuries. So I questioned myself. Will I be able to keep working and creating even if I don't receive recognition from people? Thank you for watching. I hope this video is helpful for you to discover something new. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.